Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new weekly vlog. It's Monday, I'm on my lunch break at work. I thought I would just film in my office for ease. So I'm still reading this week The Country Bride. I've got a little bit left of this. I'll be listening to this on my lunch breaks, on my commutes to and from work. I'm not quite sure. I do plan on reading more of Clanlands, which I mentioned last week. And that's all the plans I've got so far. It's the last week of the month, so we've got kind of like the final few days to make some progress. So yeah, I haven't got anything planned in for this week particularly, so it's just going to be a case of seeing what the week brings and seeing what reading I get done.
So I'm in the car this morning. I haven't left yet. I'm still at home. Haven't left for work yet. And I thought, I'll do my vlog update before I get to work, just to save time. And I think the lighting's too bad. I think it's too dark. But it's Wednesday morning. I'm just opening my book. Sleeve because yesterday I finished Dilly Court, The Country Bride. I won't film at this time again, I promise. I finished this. Really enjoyed it. I found that this had quite a similar structural sort of structure. The story had a similar structure to the first book. So what I've decided to do is I had on my TBR, and I've had this on my TBR probably for over 10 years, The Constant Heart by Dilly Court, which is a completely different, unrelated book from the trilogy that I've just finished. And I thought what I'll do is I found it on Audible. I had a spare Audible credit. I'm going to read that next, and I'm going to see if that comes anywhere close to this, if it's the same structure or not, because I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. The drama was entertaining and the storyline kept me hooked, but it was very similar and very reminiscent of the first book, structure-wise, with how the story went and the plot. So I'm intrigued to see if that's maybe just a Dilly Court sort of like, that's just what she does and that's what she's kind of known for, or if that maybe was just a one-off, I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to get my audiobook, I'm going to get my headphones on, I'm going to get my audiobook on, and I'm going to head off to work for Wednesday, middle of the week.
Good evening. This vlog is like the vlog of bad lighting, isn't it? I'm sorry, but I haven't got fancy lighting. This is just the light I've got in my bedroom, and it's gonna have to do, I'm afraid. It's Thursday evening. It's just coming up to 7 o'clock, and I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on my reading of The Constant Heart by Dilly Court. I can't remember if I mentioned, but I'm listening to this on Audible as well as following along in the book, and I've currently made, I think, 198 pages progress through this. I've marked the halfway point there with another thing, with just a post-it note, and I seem to be flying through this. I don't know why, it's just absolutely flying through it. So that was yesterday's commute, yesterday's lunchtime, and yesterday coming home, today's commute both ways, and a little bit at lunchtime, but I really didn't listen much at lunchtime. So it's like 2 days, 3 sort of reading stints, and I'm 200 pages pretty much in, which I think is really good. I am feeling like there is a slight correlation with the story and the structure of the story from the previous trilogy that I read. I've mentioned in my earlier clip that there was quite a similar structure to the first book in that trilogy and the final book, and it was almost not quite a mirror image, but it was very, very similar structure-wise. And I kind of feel there's elements of this that are going to be the same. The idea that there's a character with a love interest, and then maybe someone else comes along that you don't expect, and then potentially becomes a love interest. There's similar sort of themes running through this, but this is a slightly different story, set in a slightly different place. I think the other one felt so similar because it's exactly the same setting, because it's the same, it's a trilogy, it's 10 years on in the same place, same village. So I think this feels a little bit different because it's a different setting, different characters and everything like that. But I think there is a slight similarity. I don't know if I would kind of rush to pick up Dilly Court in the future, but I was intrigued by the blurbs of that trilogy that I've just finished. I think I picked it up in the midst of lockdown at the supermarket. read the blurb and like really liked the sound of it, so obviously wanted to read the whole trilogy. And then I thought, as I had this, it made sense to pick this up. I don't know, like I say, if I'd rush to pick Dilly Court up in the future, but I feel like she's such a sort of well-known historical romance author, and historical fiction and historical romance is a genre that I really, really enjoy. So I thought, actually, let's just read this. And I can now say I've read Dilly Court, and I can now say I've read a few things from her. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go have my dinner. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any reading done this evening, but I might watch a bit of Downton Abbey. I tried to watch this programme I'd been recommended, Beecham House, I think it's called, and I must have been recommended by someone from another country, because it's not available for free on Amazon Prime here in the UK. I'm part of a few forums that are that have obviously members from all over the world, and someone mentioned it and I thought, oh, that sounds good. It was kind of recommended for lovers of Outlander and Bridgerton and things like that, but it's not free, and I begrudge paying $11.99 for a series, and I don't know if I'm going to like it. So Downton Abbey's on there, so I might watch a bit of that. But yeah. So it's now Monday, and I haven't been very good at vlogging this past week, so I thought I would just come on and finish off the vlog and finish off the footage that I do have and start a new weekly vlog. My manager was off last week, so it means that I do so much. I'm responsible for so much more. The workload's totally different. It kind of shifts whilst he's off, and I just had very little time, like during the day, as in like on my lunch break. I get very minimal lunch breaks, so I just didn't make much progress with any reading last week. So I did manage to finish on Sunday The Constant Heart by Dilly Court. So I ended up going into work on Sunday. There was just a couple of bits I wanted to get done. Filing. My filing pile had got so unbelievably out of control, and I just knew that if I left it any longer, it just would become so difficult to do during the week. So I thought I just needed a day where I could go in and do it and have like no interruptions. I'm not there supposed to be doing anything else. I'm just there to do the filing. So I went in yesterday, Sunday, and I had this on in my headphones, the audiobook of this on in my headphones, and I just listened and listened and listened whilst I filed. And the one thing I would say about this is that it feels like a big book. I don't know how much of that is, it's 547 pages, but it is a mass market paperback. So just for sort of reference, you know, it is a smaller book. It's a mass market paperback. It is generally smaller, but the blurb, I think, was maybe not the most accurate, and I perceived it to be different from the blurb, and I got to halfway and things still hadn't happened. I do definitely feel like Dilly Court has got a structure that she likes to use. Very, like I mentioned last week, I feel like her structure's very similar from the first book in this series and this book. They were very, very similar structure-wise, and plot-wise. The plot structure was very similar. So I kind of feel like this had a slightly different setting, and obviously this had different characters, but I still felt like this had an element of being quite similar and samey. And I feel like now that I've read the Dilly Court stuff that I own, read the Dilly Court books that I own, I feel like I won't go out of my way to have another Dilly Court book like on my TBR. I won't go out of my way to purchase one unless there's a particular story that kind of grabs my attention. I feel like I'm glad that I've read Dilly Court now, because she's a well-known historical fiction, historical romance author, and I'm glad that I have read her books now, read some of her books and tried more than one, like as in this is a completely different to the trilogy. The trilogy is very samey, very similar, so I've tried more than one and can say I've read her work now. But yeah, I won't be racing ahead to read more of her work, but like I say, if there's a particular story that really really stands out to me, then I will. But yeah, I did enjoy it, but I just feel like there were elements of it, like I say, the story didn't progress as quickly as I thought it would, and then it kind of all happened in like the last sort of like 25%, like in the last quarter, it all really happened. And I just don't feel like the blurb was massively accurate. Like, I knew that something was going to happen, and that didn't happen until like 3/4 of the way through, and I'm like, I've been waiting for this for like most of the book. So yeah, anyway, I did enjoy it. I haven't put it through core pile yet, so I haven't got a star rating. So that left me on 9 for the month in total, which I'm really pleased with. A really great start to the year. And we did so well on the Daisy and Bee Book Club Challenge. And I think, if I'm right, we ended on 234 books. Considering we started the challenge at the beginning of January as a 100-book reading challenge, we ended on upping it to 200, literally like a week or two in. We upped it to 200, and then we smashed that, and we managed to read 34 more. So that was amazing. That was really, really good, and a really great end to the month. So really, really happy with that. I will talk about February's theme in next week's vlog. But I picked up my Switch at the weekend. So I was playing my Switch avidly throughout lockdown, and even when I first went back to work, I was playing my Switch predominantly Animal Crossing like every day, and I just hadn't picked it up in quite a while. And over the weekend, I didn't have a great weekend. It was just a little bit, I don't know, it's just I wasn't feeling myself. A couple of things happened, like nothing major, but just I just felt like I needed a bit of a break from using my head. So I found picking up my Switch. Oh look, you can see me. I found picking up my Switch really helpful. I could pick it up whilst I was maybe watching some TV or something. I started watching Downton Abbey, but made the mistake of starting watching it, and it's due to come off Netflix in like a couple, Amazon Prime in a couple of weeks. It says it's only on there until February the 13th, which is really annoying. So watching a bit of Downton Abbey and playing this, and it was just really, really lovely. Playing some Animal Crossing, picking my Switch back up was just really needed. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I picked it back up, and I want to try and keep a routine of it. So I'm going to have a play this, oh that was horrible, sorry. I'm going to have a play this evening as well. So yeah, I'm sorry this vlog was a bit of a flop again, but life is just a bit like that at the moment. And like I say, it was I couldn't really help it because of the fact that my boss was off. So it just meant that I was so much busier at work. But I hope you enjoyed this video anyway, even though it was a little bit sparse, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.